There's an old saying, you got to have the horses to win the race. But when your mascot is the Camels, you got to have the Camels to win the state championship. Our guest here today was a member of the 2012 Campbell County Team State Championship for wrestling. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
Mason Franck, 2012 Heavyweight State Champion.
And that 2012 team for Campbell County, had Garth Yenner on it, which you guys have watched his video. Austin, Stephen, you guys have watched their videos. Sean Fowles was on that team. Just, stacked top to bottom. No weakness in you. I think Paul Hamilton was on that team.
Yeah.
Just up and down the roster, you guys were tough. And you're a senior this year, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, Campbell County, 1990, 91, 2004, 2012 Team State Champions, 30 individual state champions. And you and Mike Ramsey are the two heavyweights holding down the fort. But let's kind of talk real quick about going in as a senior. Do you guys know what you have before the season starts? Like, okay, we can win a team state championship here. This is our year.
Not really. I think it was just kind of understood that everybody just went out there and wrestled.
Okay. It
would happen. And I don't think we needed any, big pep talks for anybody. It was just, we knew that we were a really good team. And if everybody just wrestled the way they could, it'd work out.
No, and that's, we've met, with a lot of guys that have won team titles, won an individual and a team title, and they've kind of all said same thing. Like, we knew if everybody just done what they're supposed to, if everybody performed like they've done in practice, ain't nobody could touch us. And that's kind of, like I said, you guys really didn't have any weaknesses in your whole lineup, yeah. Just top to bottom, just stacked. So, when do you find wrestling? Like, how do you get into it?
So as a kid, my dad actually wrestled on Band Camper's first team in '83.
Okay.
And he was a heavyweight as well. He unfortunately messed up his shoulder his senior year at state. Otherwise, it would have been 5-time state champion Campbell County. But I didn't get into it in the 7th grade. Jake Holbrook is the head coach of the middle school team. And I think my 3rd or 4th practice, I break my collarbone.
Ooh.
I'm out for the season. And I think my parents at this point thought I was going to be done with wrestling and stick with football, but I come back my 8th grade year and went through there.
I got you. Now, let's kind of go over as a freshman, you make it to the state tournament, correct?
Yeah.
How'd you place there?
I went 0-2. I got pinned in 30 seconds each match.
Ooh.
That was, 235-pound heavyweight wrestling seniors who were...
I got you.
And I think it was just my first time in the dungeon.
I understand.
Deer in the headlights.
And if you hear some ambient noise, some dogs barking, people talking, we're here today at the Campbell County reunion, the cookout, and food was great here at Jacob Holbrook's house, and I'm glad they invited me up. So if you hear people talking, dogs barking, people dancing, it's a community event, and I think that really speaks volume to the Campbell County program that people wanted to be a part of this.
Yep.
It's a beautiful Saturday evening. Perfect. Could not ask for a better. This is like a movie scene outside. It really is. It's how nice it is outside. So, sophomore year, you make it to the state tournament. How we do?
2-2. I lost my first match. Win 2 more in the consos, and then lose another one.
Okay.
I'm out.
And junior year?
State finals. Lose in double overtime to Aaron House.
And that video, I was hoping you'd say that, because that video was actually the last match wrestled at the dungeon. And that was one of my videos of the 12 Days of Christmas. And we put that on. And I believe, where was he from? Was it one of the Hardin County schools?
North Hardin, I think.
North Hardin, okay. That's what I thought. And the little piece of trivia here, North Hardin has the most heavyweight state champions. They have 6 as of this filming. That was a trivia question on my Facebook. So if you follow me on Facebook, you saw that, correct?
I didn't actually see that one.
Okay.
No. I didn't know about that.
I think Mike Ramsey, he's out there. I think he answered and was 1 or 2 off. But I digress. You're a senior. Last time to wear the purple and gold of Campbell County. You've put your blood, sweat, and tears, if you will, into it. You're in the finals. I think you guys, let me pull up the team scores here. I've got it here pulled up on my phone. I think you guys kind of run away with the team score. You guys beat Union County You guys score 196 points. Union County scores 176. So you guys have kind of, by the finals, kind of ran away with it a little bit.
I think Stefan had it locked up.
Okay, is that what it was?
Yeah, I think by the time Austin and I wrestled, we weren't going to affect the team.
I got you. Okay. And I was going to say, couldn't ask for a better practice partner. Austin, one of the best 220s in the history of the state.
It would have been great to have him my sophomore and junior year because I had a great partner my freshman year with Jacob Bill.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have anybody my sophomore and junior years.
Yeah, and of course, Austin, 4-timer, undefeated, and one of the best wrestlers in Kentucky ever. But let's go over your 2012 bracket here. The first round, you're wrestling Justin Bivens, I believe that's East Ridge out of Pike County. You win that by a fall in 1 minute 23 seconds. Second round, you're wrestling Christian Wilkins. I believe that's Western Hills out of Franklin or Frankfurt, I guess. You win that by a 5-0 decision. You get to the quarters, you're wrestling Shane Speed. That name needs to be on the Mount Rushmore of best wrestling names, Shane Speed. I believe that's Graves County. You win that by a 3-2 decision. So a pretty tough little quarterfinals match there.
It actually came down to the last 10 seconds.
Did it really?
I was down 1-0 or 2-0 and get an escape and then a actual toe drag takedown out of bounds with 2 seconds left on the clock.
Wow. That's and you went from having 2 pins or 2 pins. I'm sorry, 1 pin and a 5-0 decision to a squeaker, man.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen in that quarterfinals. That quarterfinals, some of the best wrestling of the whole tournament.
Oh, he actually comes back and gets 3rd place. So
okay. Wow. Whew. Squeaked one out, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You get to the semis, you're wrestling Zach Troxel from Wayne County, and you actually win that by a pin, 2 minutes 45 seconds. So you're back on the pin train here. You get to the finals, you're wrestling. You're wrestling Terrell Moore from Tate's Creek, and we're not going to tell you how that match ends. We have the video. Has it been a while since you've watched your finals?
Probably 8-9 years
really?
ago.
Oh, good. And of course we have the video of it, and we're gonna watch it. It's a very intense.
Yeah.
Very, very intense match. So we're going to go back to the horse park. Let's do this. There you are, man, putting on that. Reading Camels there on the back.
I hated those singlets.
You've got Dave Barnett and Mark Shoemate, and rest in peace to Mark Shoemate. Mark passed away back in August of 2023, so Mark, rest in peace. He looks to be about a foot taller than you. Is that?
Yeah, he was significantly taller than I was.
I'm probably about 5'11", 6 foot, and you're taller than me.
Barely. The hair's got a little height to it.
And so he looks like he's probably 6'5", 6'4".
It's maybe like 6'3" or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You tried to throw him, nothing, out of bounds.
He was coming on. I thought I could, get a cheap one there.
Yeah.
But
Got 2 bulls. Now, had you wrestled him before?
Nope. I actually, so I broke my foot in football this year.
Okay.
And when I came back, we went to the Tate's Creek Invitational. And I was supposed to wrestle him in the finals, but my foot was bothering me, and I didn't want to take a chance.
I got you.
So it should have been our second meetup, but it was just our first.
Now, do you have like a lot of family in the crowd here for this?
Yeah, I think I got both of the grandparents, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, cousins, brother. I think there's some church family in there too.
I got you.
And obviously all Campbell County. So,
man, those Campbell County heavyweights, man, you and Mike, you guys are rough.
Yeah, I wrestled to. I wanted to hurt my opponent. I didn't want to. So if you were going to beat me, you were going to come out with bruises.
You're going to earn it, right?
Yeah.
And that was. I still think Mike Ramsey's 01 video is probably just the most intense state finals on video that we have. Him and
I
Marlon
believe
Deal.
it, yeah.
That was 2 just bulls. 2 big bulls in a very small area.
Yeah.
Battling for supremacy. So, It looks like you're trying for like you got like over under. Did you kind of like scout him out before and kind of he was?
I had I didn't know anything about him. I was just I wrestled from underhooks and bear hugs my entire career, so I was just trying to work what I normally do.
I was gonna say usually if a heavyweight can get a good bear hug, good shuck or something, shuck him in, you can do a whole lot. So he wins. He's taken down.
The only thing I'm thinking is he's not scoring a point. I didn't. Turning him was, great if it happened, but the main goal here was to make sure it's still 0-0 going into
now
the third.
Normally, were you like, I'm just going to put my weight on this dude and let's wear him out, let him burn himself out on top, on bottom?
Typically, I was always trying to turn, but in this situation, knowing that I was, with losing the year prior, I wanted to make sure I won. So this was more about just wrestling smart and putting myself in a position to win. But like if the team score had been closer and they needed a pin here, I would have been working a lot harder to get one.
I got you.
But you can see the way I'm.
Yeah, I mean you're doing what you're supposed to. You're keeping your weight on him. You're not wrestling on your knees. You can tell you've got real good fundamentals. And are you a true 285 right here? Are you a little bit lighter than 285?
No, I was. I think 265 was my last weigh-in. I didn't think there were many Kentucky heavyweights that were really pushing at 285. He might have been, but I was light my whole career. My freshman year 230, and then I think 250, 260, 265.
Yeah. You remember hearing the crowd, hearing Coach Bancamper, or you were just zoned in?
I didn't hear anything. I was just wrestling.
I get it, believe me.
Now the Dungeon Center was different. I could hear everything there, but I think it was built to be able to hear everything.
Just a complete different atmosphere, wasn't it?
Oh my God, yeah.
The fans were so close, right there on top of you.
That's probably my one thing that I wish I could have won the Dungeon Center.
Stalling red. And on top, you've been working. You've not been laying. I mean, you truly have.
Yeah, well, I knew that. I knew I was good on bottom, getting up, getting stand-ups. So I knew I was going to get a point there, and I was going to have to stall in neutral. So I had to make sure I was working here to avoid those early stall calls.
And as a referee, I mean, you can't. Yes, stalling is in the book defined as this, but you can't call heavyweight stalling the same as you can 106 pounds. You have to know. Okay, big dudes don't move as fast as little dudes. That's just the facts. And Barnett's doing a good job here. Ooh, he started a count with you got a 1 count with the buzzer.
It would have been nice to get something there.
So he is going to. There. Go straight for that ankle. You stand up right out of the gate.
So many heavyweights have wrestled like that against me that I kind of know how to. That if I get in a position where he's gonna take me down like that, start rolling before I hit, and when they come out and they come to the head and the ankle and start pushing, to use that leverage to get up.
And whenever I was cutting this down the other night for this session, whenever he took you to your back and you rolled, I was like, smart.
Oh yeah, you got to be able to feel it there.
We got one, we're neutral.
So right there, I'm looking at the clock, and I see like 145. I'm like, that's a long time.
It's a long time to stall.
A long time to stall.
Trying like a little crotch block there, but
yeah, I'm trying to avoid getting lateral. I've gotten caught in a few times in my career, and state finals you don't want to do it there.
I'd say that's the last place you want to get caught with something right out of the trick bag. I think here the Campbell County crowd. Let's go, Mason.
I knew I wanted to keep it in the center.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go out of bounds. I didn't want to restart.
Right, take that clock, man. Drain it.
I wanted to keep it right there.
Drain it. Drain that clock. You're doing a real good job controlling that head.
Yeah, when I heard the term heavy hands, I took it literally and wanted to make sure I was beating on people's heads.
Mm-hmm. Well, you peeked at the clock there. I seen you. So, shorter time than what there was on the restart there when you got your escape.
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
I'm thinking he's going to come at you, start coming at you hard here, which he just did.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does, you have to be ready for it and just
There it is.
stay.
You got a bear hug.
I got my bear hug. And I know here I'm
Ooh. And that's it, man. You win it by a score of 1-0. An escape.
that was the plan.
You done what you had to do. It doesn't matter if it's by 1 or by 1,000. And it's got the medal ceremony here.
So the cool thing about this tournament for me was I wrestled him in regional finals and pinned him.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously I beat the number 2 guy in the finals. I beat the number 3 guy in the quarterfinals, and I beat the number 4 guy in the semifinals. So I mean, out of the 8 people on that podium, I wrestled and beat 3 of them. Oh no, 4 of them. Sorry.
4.
Yeah.
And they got Zach next, isn't it?
Yep.
Wayne always seems to have a good heavyweight.
They've always got somebody who's just really athletic, really strong, and can compete. Does Graves County even have a program anymore?
I don't think so.
So I thought they created it pretty much just for him.
I don't think they have a program. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think they do. And there it is, man. Getting Coach Van Camper giving you your medal, your plaque, and your bracket. Taking your rightful place on top of the podium. And also, like we mentioned, Campbell County won the team title this year in 2012. Just an absolutely loaded roster as they knock over the barrier. Like I said, you, Austin, Stephen, Garth, Sean, Paul Hamilton. I mean, just off the top of my head, that's the guys I can remember.
Yeah, we had, I think, 5 guys in the finals this year.
And then there's
4 of them won. And then Sean got 3rd.
Then you taking the trophy there. And that's where this one ends. So, man, watching it back, besides you winning, does it play out the way you remember it?
Kind of. I remember thinking it was a little bit more boring, but there was a little bit of action in there every once in a while, but pretty much how I remember it.
And I mean, both, you guys battled the whole 6 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying if you'd have led up for a second, but I mean, if you'd have been a lull in the action, I could send either one of you getting a trip, some type of bear hug, a shut, going straight to your back. And I mean, you're a big dude, he's a big dude. If you got caught under either one of you got caught underneath, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about heavyweight is you get caught sometimes. You just got caught.
280 whatever pounds, 270, 60 pounds on top of you, you might be a bull, but I mean, it's hard to keep that pressure up for as long, enough to hopefully the period breaks, you get out of bounds or whatever. But man, thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I'm glad we was able to come up today to the alumni event. We've been trying to get together for a while and get it done, but today it worked out, and able to add another camel to the channel. Just like I hear with there's probably 50 people or more that's here, and it just feels like a big family. All the years, all the weights, state champion or not, just anybody in the program that was here, and it's cool to meet everybody and fellowship and make some new connections. But man, anything to wrap this one up?
No, I mean, thank you for making these, man.
No
It's
problem,
been
man.
cool to watch them all.
No problem, buddy. I'm glad to do it. So, Campbell County, man, you guys are well represented on the channel. I know outside we were talking, people saying they'd like to see do like a video game, create a player of you and Ramsey and see who would win. I think the Campbell County fans would like to see that. But it'd be I think it might be
I'd like to see it.
The Earth exploding two atomic bombs. What was it that Gorilla Monsoon said at WrestleMania 3 when Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant wrestled the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object? That's what it would be. Just you guys would lock up and the Earth might just explode the impact. But man, that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on the mats.